Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, comrades on YouTube, my family, my love of my life. Hello, my babe. It's Valentine's Day, and my love and I don't recognize Valentine's Day, February 14th. We've both thought of it as just an absurd proposition. Christmas was 6 weeks ago. Okay, can we not? Can we not just get over this whole thing? You know what I mean? Eh. We have Valentine's Day every month. We really do. Every week. We love each other. Okay, and if that's the case, every day is freaking Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? So we have spoken. I send love to her every day. I mean, that's a given. You know, she's the love of my life, and her support through this whole adventure and new career for me has just been stellar. You know, she's been on my side the whole time. You know, it's not easy for either of us to be away from each other for as long as we have. The longest stretch ever, I can tell you. But anyway, we're hanging in there. Everybody's doing good. So anyhow, moving along. I believe the last time that we spoke, I was in Monteagle, Tennessee at a Love's. I believe it's Monteagle. I mean, it's close. We ended up going down the Monteagle grade, which is a pretty well-known grade in the trucker world. It's eastbound Interstate 24. And it's a downhill grade for, I believe it's about 5 miles of 6%. And in addition, it's twisty turny. It's not just straight down. You know, the Grapevine, you know, that very last stretch of it, Grapevine's 40 miles long, but you're not on the Jake the whole time. You know, you're not in a big descend the whole time. You're descending about the last, 2 or 3 miles, but it's a hell of a descent. And it's a 35 mile, it's probably a little longer than that. It's a 35 mile an hour zone for trucks, and it's pretty gnarly. Well, Monteagle is pretty gnarly too. And it adds some rad twists and turns in it. On top of that, we got to do it in a downpour. Haha. How about that? Super fun. But it's one of those things that was just, it's under my belt now. I think it's great. I've got several things that I want to attempt to do while I'm out here trucking, and that was one of them, and quickly got it off my list. In training, yes, but whatever. It's something that we were able to do, and we did it. So that was fun. Continued on. I mean, nothing really super eventful from that point, except that the entire time we're stressing out about getting to this delivery on time. We got to get to this delivery Monday morning at 5 o'clock, as far as we know. So the time was an issue for us. And while it turned out not to be an issue, which I'll get to in a moment, we were still stressing. We had to make sure we were getting where we needed to get and on time. So we kept plugging away, and by the end of that day, we stayed at a rest stop just inside of Florida, Ocala, Florida, and that was a tight pilot. My apologies for not getting any photos of that, but it was tight. The rows were narrow from, our row that we're in. Here's our grill, and then the grill that was out, those guys that are facing us and lining up alongside each other. Who was it narrow? It was difficult to get into, and I had like 3 open spots to try and land it, and it was still hard to do because, again, you got to swing that truck back in front of the trailer to get it, backed in. It was tough because of the narrowness of it. Now, we were going to leave at like midnight 30 that morning to get our time back, and the radio happened to be on, which my trainer can't stand running a CB radio, which drives me up a freaking wall. I can't stand that. To me, it's an essential tool. And the radio happened to be on because the day before there was a guy next to us that was struggling. He was having a hell of a time backing that T680 in with a trailer on it into a spot. He must have pulled forward, and I'm not even kidding you, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 times. Now, not that that's necessarily a judgment. You pull up as much as you need to. You know, it's not, you know, if you stab it in two, you know, pull-ups, you're not going to win a prize, okay? Nobody cares. You pull up as much as you need to. But I got to say 50 times is probably a little excessive. If you can't get it in that amount of times, you might want to think about either another gig or just go find another one, you know? Anyway, so the radio was on to see if there was any of this going on about that guy, which I'm glad there wasn't. When we turned it on, radio was on. Dude comes over the CB, says, "Boy, this pilot's tired, ain't it?" And I'm like, yeah, I would have loved to have gotten on the radio and said, "Yeah, roger that." But my genius trainer's radio microphone doesn't work, so there, shot that. You know what I mean? So whatever. I mean, we ended up leaving there, and we left. With some complications, we ended up leaving at about 2:30 because that's when we actually got our time back. So we had about a 4.5-hour run to get to our first stop, which was in Parkland, Florida, and we were swearing that we already knew we were going to be late. We spoke to Caldwell, Idaho's dispatch, told them we're going to be late. They said they made a phone call. I don't know if they did or not, but we told them we weren't going to be there until at least 6, and that was that. Well, as it turned out, we ended up getting there about 7:15, and we just thought, okay, well, it is what it is. We're here, so there we go. So I go in. I'm by myself, and I'm grateful for that because I'm not dealing with a guy who's a people person, like whatsoever. So I'm glad I did it myself, and I go up and I talk to the guy that's doing the receiving there. It's just a platform. It's wide open. This is Florida. It's 75 degrees here today. Florida. It's a beautiful, beautiful place this time of year. Not sticky, just a gentle breeze, 75. Oh, it was wonderful. So it's an open air place. It's not a building. It's just an open platform dock. And I handed the guy my paperwork and told him I had onions on board. And he said, and now everybody there sounded like they was from New York. I don't know where they was all from, but they all talk like that. You know what I mean? Is there garlic on this truck? It smells like garlic. So, no, it wasn't garlic. It's onions. It never had garlic on there. And I had to tell the guy that. I'm not even kidding you. Oh, wow, we thought it was garlic. Anyway, so the guy tells me, yeah, your guys aren't here till 8 o'clock. So just go ahead and back in it right there, and you guys will be here pretty soon. None of them are here right now. They'll be here. But sometimes they're here before 8 o'clock, but it's going to probably be around 8. I said, okay, wonderful. So I go back to the truck, and I tell my trainer, I said, you're not going to believe this. Our guys don't even get here till 8 a.m. So we're not late. We're early. We got here 45 minutes before they're even here. Okay? So we're good. We're stressing over maybe having to do a split. He's out of time at this point. He doesn't have, I was doing all the driving which is good. I want to do that anyway, but he can't. He can't do it because he does not have the time to do this. So anyway, we were there in plenty of time. We got unloaded in short order. Once they got there and got to our truck, I mean, 2 forklifts, 12 pallets, they had us unloaded in less than 20 minutes. So that was more than wonderful. Got out of there, had to go to Pompano Beach for the next 7 pallets, the last 7. We got there, and another tight place. It was pretty tight. Had to back in off the street, had to do a pull up into, gratefully I had a driveway across the street to where I could just pull right into the driveway and then back into my door, which was not even with the driveway. It was just set off to the side a little bit, kind of cockeyed junior. So I backed into it with my tractor going this way and my trailer straight in. So it was kind of a tricky maneuver, but we got her done. Got that unloaded, and then it was hotel time. We were going to be chilling in a hotel room, which is where I am now. You can tell by the lovely orange shade. Orange. What motel room has an orange theme? Well, if you're from California and you're young enough, you'll never guess. Because we're at the lovely downtown Vero Beach. Are you ready for Dodger baseball? Yeah, Howard Johnson's. Lovely place. Lovely place. This is the second motel room this guy's gotten for us, and both of them have been garbage. Okay? So I'm going to let him know, hey, you know what, if it's time for a motel room, you just grab the wheel here and I'll do it. I'll show you how it's done. How you get a decent room. Now, granted, not only do we have to get 2 rooms that are available, but we also have to be able to park a 70-foot vehicle. So I'll give him that. But did you have to pick Hojo's? Really? So that's where we've been. We got here yesterday. We spent the night last night. I spent all day today taking care of some things that I just need to do for my own provisions. One of them was a Walmart run that I did today. Called an Uber, $15 run there and back. I mean, I expected that. It's better than $50 from the Caldwell Hotel to the Caldwell Yard for 10 miles. $50, yeah. I'm not even kidding. Ridiculous. I got my laundry done, which is, wasn't that much, but still, it's, nice to be all caught up and be able to get that stuff done. So I've got water, food. I had to buy detergent and my own dryer sheets because they didn't have any here at the motel. It was just one washer, one dryer, in a hallway, not even in a room. It was in the hallway, sort of between this set of rooms and this set of rooms, and it's a hallway that leads from the front set to the back set. And I just went right in that hallway there and did my laundry. So whatever, it worked out great. I got my clothes washed. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna have to get myself packed up, get ready to leave. We're out early. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We got to do 2,700 miles in 4.5 days. I've mapped it all out here in the hotel. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll make it in plenty of time, really. Our last day should only be about a 300-mile run. And then we're going to relay our trailer to another driver who is then going to take it on to, however you say, Puyallup. I don't know. It's different from everybody I speak to. But it's going to Washington to a Fred Meyer's over there. It's a frozen load. I don't know the temperature on it, but I'll let you know on the next video. It's going to be at least -10 because I think it's frozen. I really don't even know, to be really honest with you. I don't know exactly what we're hauling, so but I'll know in the morning when I find out. We're going over to Lake Wales, Florida to pick it up on Florida State Highway 60. Then once we pick that up, we have to drive about 80 miles to a Flying J to scale it. And we always have to weigh the load, particularly a new load. So hopefully there's no scales between Lake Wales and the pilot, so we can get to a cat scale and weigh this thing so we know if we're legal or not, because there are a lot of scales along the way. But I got to say, with Leonard's Express, and I'm so proud to say this, man, we don't get pulled into scales very much. We really don't. We've got a monitor up on the window. I'm trying to think of what they call it. Best pass. They call it a best pass. And when the scales are kind of cool, these, in the 2023, where about a mile out, they'll let you know that there's a weigh station ahead. And then about a quarter mile up from that sign, there's like a street pole looking thing that comes into your lane. All the trucks have to be in the right lane so they can go under it. And if you go under that and you have that, the bypass thing, it'll light up green, deet, 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 and you just go right on by that scale. And most of the time, it's the owner operators that get stopped, because they don't have a multitude of trucks to have CSA scores that are really, really low. Our CSA score, the last time I was told, was at 35 as a fleet, which is pretty damn good, to be honest with you. It's pretty damn good. So it's like you're going to get bypassed every time. We did get pulled into a scale yesterday, but we were empty. So the scale even said, the sign said, maintain 45 miles an hour. So we didn't have to stop. We just had to go through it. You know what I mean? So whatever, that's fine. That's down here in Florida. That's how they handle it. We didn't have to stop. Didn't even get weighed. And if we did get weighed, they knew we were empty. They got x-rays and all kinds of stuff ripping through that scale. So we ended up cruising right along and came straight to Vero Beach for Dodger baseball. And we're at a Hojo's. So wonderful place there. We're starting at 3:30 in the morning tomorrow. I got to be out at the truck to do a pre-trip, get put on duty. We got our 34 hours in. Well, they'll be in by 10:30 tonight, but we're not leaving at that time. That's just absurd. So we're going to leave it real early in the morning. We're going to fly over to this place. It's like a drop yard. We're going to drop the empty trailer that we have. We're going to pick up a loaded trailer that's supposed to go up to Washington. And we're on our way to Caldwell to drop it off, and somebody else is going to relay it to Washington for us, as I said earlier. So should be a long, hard run again, though. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long, hard run. And I'm looking forward to it. I like days like that. We're probably going to hit a bit of weather. Hopefully the weather that's going on in Wyoming right now, well, it obviously is going to pass, but I just hope that it doesn't have another one behind it. I didn't see if it did or not. So anyway, I think that's pretty much the update, y'all. And I hope you all stuck around this long. I mean, it's been... this is an 18-minute video. This is much longer, but I haven't done anything in a couple days, and I wanted to get everybody updated. So that's the update. We're headed to pick up a trailer tomorrow, and then on to Caldwell. All right? Hey, you know who love you? 'Tis I. And listen with this head deal. Swivel. Keep it on a swivel. I'm swiveling around this place. This is this place is sketchy. So my head's been swiveling. Even when I'm in his room, it's swiveling. So y'all need to do the same thing. Nose up, eyes up. Let's do it. All right. Love y'all. Thanks for coming in. And we'll talk to you all soon from the road. Peace.